I was recently in Toronto. Some people call that Toronto, working with some of my Canadian friends up there. Really enjoyed my time, such a beautiful city. And I had the privilege of meeting Miss Bridget Diaz. And so Bridget really blew me away. I was watching her working with some of the new people, and I'm like, wow, you're a terrific teacher. You're a terrific leader. And she says, well, when I was a kid growing up in Peru, I would line up all my little dolls and I would teach them things. And so I think she's just a natural leader, a natural teacher, and a terrific salesperson as well, too. So Bridget, you're on my radar. I think you've got a very promising future here. And you ask a great question. And I think this is a question that happens to all of us here. But on your low moments or negative momentum, okay, certain categories of your life, negative momentum, how do you take care of yourself and performance while still looking after your team? And so that made me think of the fancy word compartmentalize. So that's what we're going to talk about here today. Too many times in my life, and I've certainly observed this in other people, we'll experience losing in a certain category of our life, and it will then bleed into another category unintentionally. We weren't even aware of it, but next thing you know, we've got some negative momentum here. Now we've got some negative momentum here. It spills into a third area. Next thing you know, we're just losing in all categories of our life. And like, how did that happen? So just a quick example. I mean, let's just say you're in the field and you're having a sales slump. I mean, that happens obviously. And like nobody's buying from you. Nobody's, wanting to talk to you. Things just aren't going well. You're frustrated. You then take that frustration home, and now you're a little edgy or you're short, and now it's affecting your relationships at home, and you didn't want to do that, it just happened. Or another thing I've seen, somebody's up late the night before having a dispute or an argument or a fight with significant other. Then you're coming into work the next day, you're tired, you're not feeling so hot, you're not feeling good about yourself, and now that's affected your performance in the field, your sales slump. So I want to show you guys this little chart here. I mean, just picture this. You've got different categories in your life, and you could just draw a line. Some are, good momentum, some are bad momentum, and in this chart, I just drew an arrow down, the significant other. There's a squabble, and then it somehow affects the sales, and now the sales is down as well too. And what we want to do is avoid losing our confidence, avoid shattering our confidence. And we get our confidence shattered by just, again, losing in multiple departments, or compartments, as I like to say, compartmentalize. So then what should we do? Let's get into that. I would encourage everyone to chart their life. Think of all the different categories or compartments in your life that are important to you. So I thought I'd just give you some examples here in this chart. So, using the significant other example, that's an important category. Sales, recruiting, I sort of took business and chopped it up into two categories. Then, mental fitness, physical fitness, spiritual fitness, family, finances. I mean, you could come up with a bunch of different categories. Again, just think of what's important to you. What do you value? And you don't have to put any real science or measurement to this. Just how are you feeling about these categories? Some are going to be, man, outstanding. I'm feeling awesome in this category. And there's others that, oh, this one's kind of below par. This one's kind of in negative territory. So just do that. And so back to the example of there's a squabble with a significant other the night before, okay? So what I want to do is think of the categories. Well, listen, I don't want that to spill into other areas. So I need to double down in some of these other areas. So I'm going to make the decision the next day when I get up, like, you know what? I need to win in business. I need to win the day here. And I'm going to go Donkey Kong on the field and make sure that my performance is driven up. Maybe I can also hit the gym after. I also put on here an arrow going up with physical fitness. Hey, let me take my frustrations out on a treadmill or the bench press or an exercise bike, and let me get some, two positive indicators going on there, right? My sales are up, physical fitness is up, and maybe I can take that positive momentum into some of the conversations with significant other. Again, what I'm trying to do is avoid losing my confidence by losing here, losing here, losing here, losing here. Sometimes I'll even take a compartment, if you will, and make some subcompartments when necessary. So for example, physical fitness. There have been times in my life where I've pulled a muscle. The other day I pulled a muscle in my neck. I'm like, oh, that's going to kind of affect a lot of physical fitness stuff here. What can I do? Well, let's break the compartments up into two. One is going to be, going to the gym and sweating. The other is going to be, well, calories going in, maybe diet, eating. And so if I'm going to be losing in the physical fitness department of sweating and going to the gym, just knowing I'm sidelined, I can't go to the gym, well, let me double down on the intake part. Let me get some wins, less calories, better food to make sure that the wheels aren't falling off the bus. The last thing I want to do is, I'm gaining more weight, I'm getting flabby, and I use the excuse of, well, I was sidelined because I couldn't go to the gym because I pulled a muscle. Well, no, I want to get a subcategory to make sure that if I'm losing in this department, I need to win in another department. The name of the game is protecting your confidence. That's really what we want to do here. So I hope that helps you, Bridget. Again, I think you've got a real bright future. I'm looking forward to tracking your progress in the business. Look for those compartments. Get the W's that you need, because there's going to be losses going on in life. I mean, we all know that's going to happen. Just make sure that there's W's in other areas. I think too many times people need to hit the reset button or kind of start over. I need to move. I need different change in my life going on. And I think we can avoid that if we just make sure that we're winning in enough compartments to handle the losses in the other compartments. So that's what I have for you guys here today.